This is our campsite for the next 5 nights. How heavy is it, guys?
Very heavy, yeah.
This tent weighs like 100 pounds. This is our tent. This is a Kodiak Canvas 12 by 9 tent that we got specifically because we anticipated rain happening. We also bought 5 cots in case rain comes in through the bottom of the tent. We'll be off the ground. Here's a view from the inside.
I thought you meant this, but I was like,
I'm a mosquito.
no!
This tent is good for summer and winter. But it's gonna get down to like it's gonna get down into the 40s tonight.
So very cool.
So we'll put our windows up. What do you think of our tent?
It's very nice. I really like it.
We've got 5 cots that'll fit in here. It'll be very tight with the cots all up.
Yeah.
But it should be good for sleeping on.
Yeah.
I've got to show you this too. This is a battery bank we got off of Amazon. It's a 60,000 milliamp per hour battery. So my phone was at 20% earlier, now it's at 90. And it's only used 3%.
Back to back to back. My baby side, side, side.
I think I'm going to work on getting a fire started.
Want me to put it on the list and then ask me to take it off? It's a pancake, man. Bro. Oh yeah. I say bro.
You're not wasting any time.
Nope.
For dinner, we're just boiling water, doing cup of soup and Mountain House meal. Keeping it very simple tonight.
The poor bear. He's probably a father trying to get food for his poor little cubs.
He gets touching my head if I go to the side, but otherwise I can stand up in it.
Yeah. Very roomy.
And we've got
2 daddies long.
got all of our cots in here.
Yeah, that's 5 cots.
And we've got a little corner here.
That's
But like,
entryway.
but like during the daytime, we can move all these cots out of the way and rearrange and stuff if we want to.
Why would we move them out of the way?
No, if we want to do something in here. But, well, time for bed.
It's cold. Yeah.
There's the mountains we're going to climb right there.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, look at these parking lots.
Really?
We're almost ready to go. Getting our sandwiches packed and water bottles and Cliff Bars, and we'll be heading out soon. This is the lodge at the trailhead. Alright, here we go. Oh, it's 8:50 right now, starting. We'll see how long it takes us. 8:50.
8:50. Hey, I think that's about when we started last time.
Probably.
We started like 9.
I don't know.
I feel like we started about 9.
Let's not run.
This really is perfect hiking weather.
Yeah.
It's like 50 something.
It's in the
degrees.
50s right now.
Yeah.
We hear the wind chill is, well, the winds are 20 plus mile an hour on the top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Third of a mile in. So the beginning of this trail is a lot like this. There's some mud spots. It's pretty flat. A couple of rocks here and there. And then later on, it gets a lot steeper with a lot more boulders. It's a lot like climbing up a riverbed. It's a peanut mushroom. There's a good bit of this trail that's like this. Just boulders everywhere.
In the weight.
How you feeling, Esther? Good.
You need the weight to be.
How you feeling, Alice?
Good.
Good.
Those two.
We're taking turns with the backpacks.
Easy.
This is one smooth trail.
Mm-hmm.
Not.
Smooth as a riverbed. It's kind of a
That's a good stairs.
I'm liking these stairs.
Yeah.
Check this
Yeah.
out. We've got all of our water with us, but if we had
Yeah.
filters, we would use that.
Yeah.
Life-saving trail mix. Yes.
Look how pretty that is. Oh wow. That's beautiful. And it doesn't really show
That's
up
just
on
the
there.
beginning.
That's just beautiful. Yeah. Oh, someone took off with the beef jerky.
No!
She stole it. She stole the beef jerky. According to our map, we've only gone about 3 inches. Almost 900 feet.
I listen to straps.
Hour and 27 minutes, and we've gone 2.4 miles.
That's pretty good.
What'd you say?
2.4 miles, we've gone, it's been an hour and 27 minutes.
That's pretty good compared to last time.
That's pretty fast. Might be too fast, we'll see later. Starting to get steeper. I think we're crossing like a waterfall of sorts.
Yeah, I remember this.
Remember?
Yeah, this part is really fun.
How's everybody feeling so far?
Pretty good. Kind of scared. Alright. I'm kind of scared for the waterfall, but I'm. Thank you.
We're at 3,800 feet. A little more than 1,000 feet to go. Look how gnarly this trail is. It's not really a trail.
Like a trail. It's not even a trail, like you said.
We're just climbing rocks.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell how steep this is on the camera, but it's really steep.
Take this.
This is the first rewarding view that we've had. There's Lake Placid down there, and if you look really closely, you can see the Olympic ski jump. Very pretty. We're at 4,360 feet. We're entering the alpine zone. 4687 for elevation. Is it pretty, Alice?
Yes.
Let's just take a look around here.
I'm level with the clock.
We made it. $5,100 feet. We summited Algonquin, the second highest peak in New York. Okay.
Wait, we should all be touching there.
We made it at the top.
You gotta rub it.
What's our elevation?
5,000 something.
Move your finger.
Shall we take a look around?
No, I'm tired.
After we take a nap. A nap? My water bottle. Wait, where are the mandarin oranges?
Oh no, Alice. Oh no, she didn't make it.
Oh, never mind, she's over.
I'm trying to block the wind a little bit. All right, it's lunchtime. Okay, we've had our lunch and we are headed back down. We made it.
We're alive.
We're back at the
Barely.
beginning. It was 8.7 miles.
How many hours? All uphill.
And it's taken us 7 hours and 17 minutes.
That's better than last time.
Last time, 3 years ago, it took us 10 hours. You did it, Alice. You made it back.
We're too tired to run and jump.
Yeah.
We climbed 3,200 feet.
Here's the thing, it's got closed off.
We're all done.
Finally.
No more alive.
We're gonna go take a shower and go grocery shopping. So after we finished hiking Algonquin, we went to a grocery store called Hannaford.
Yeah, Hannaford.
Hannaford, it seems to be the only grocery store in Lake Placid.
I think it might be the only decent one.
That's what we got.
So we got some food
Yeah.
there, we got some snacks, some other
Awesome.
supplies we needed.
What she got.
Alice got an Algonquin patch.
Yeah, she hiked Algonquin. Good job.
And we just took showers, got cleaned up, and we're ready for bed.
Yeah, and look what I got.
Woof.
Can you see it?
You gotta hold it up.
Oh,
There you go.
Can you see it?
And
I don't know
Trelana
if
got a
it
shirt.
Shows up well.
So we've got Sydney over here, I'm right here, Trelana, Alex, and Esther's over here. We got ready for bed early, and we're gonna go to sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
we're all
Good
tired.
night.
Our feet hurt,
Yeah.
our backs hurt, our
Everything
heads
hurts.
hurt, our knees hurt.
We'll
my
see what's in
calves hurt.
store for tomorrow.
Good night.
Good night.
Morning, it's the next day. Time to get the fire started. This is how you properly prepare a fire. This is the only way I can get the kids out of the tent, out of their sleeping bags, is to have a fire going. Sydney said, or hot chocolate. Or both. How'd you guys sleep?
I got about 8.5 hours of sleep. So
That's good. We woke up at 2:20 in the morning and saw the Milky Way.
yeah.
It was pretty cool. This fire feels so good. Roasting starbursts. Is it good?
It's hot.
I didn't know that Sydney brought his whittling tools, so he's making a spoon.
A nice little stubby spoon.
He's making a spoon, and I'm making a fork. Pretty fun. We've been burning our shavings, our fire's almost out. We're about to have breakfast over here. Trelana made pancakes. Then we'll be on our way. I'll show you the fork when it's done. There's my completed fork. We're here at the Almanzo Wilder farm. This is where Almanzo Wilder grew up when he was a little boy. If you're not familiar with him, he's the husband of Laura Ingals Wilder, who wrote the Little House series books, or the TV show Little House on the Prairie. So the house is in the background. There's barns in the background. This is the apple orchard here. There's a schoolhouse right back there. But this is where the book The Farmer Boy was based off of. So we're gonna take a tour here in a little bit and check out where all these cool stories happen. So if you want to know more about this place, just read the book Farmer Boy. And this is Almanzo's house where he lived when he was a boy. Hi. It's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Got all the books here. Hand dipped candles. It was fun reading about them making candles too. Candles and soap. Made them in the fall when it was butchering time. Here's the farm. We're gonna have a little picnic right before our tour. So here's some of the yokes, and those are some of the sleds that it would have been like for Almanzo to pull behind his little oxen.
Here's his moccasin feet.
This is where the cows would have been. All these barns are replicas built in the 90s. And this is where they stored the hay.
By a pulley. We don't have the pulley set up, but yeah.
This reminds me so much of
I know. But there is a pulley in our boxes.
Alice found the chicken.
Alice found the chicken.
I don't think we're supposed to carry it.
Yeah, you gotta
You
rehide
gotta go
it.
show her.
Go show her.
We're going to the horse barn next.
Bring the chicken with me.
Did you find Henrietta?
Yeah.
You found Henrietta. Look at that. When we get through, then we'll give you a few minutes and somebody go with her and hide it. Just make sure. Isn't that funny? I looked down around the wagon and I guess I wasn't looking far enough. Good for you.
Good job,
Henrietta has been found. Yeah.
So this is where James Wilder would have drove his team in and put his buggy. One for 2 people and one for the whole family with seats in the back. This is where the horses would have been.
This is a chicken coop. Chickens are not real. Neither are the eggs. You make a wish if you like. Almanzo doing this by the hour. This is a 25-foot hand-dug well under here that they would have used for the animals in the barn.
It goes out here, runs down that gutter, and into a trough right down here.
You had to pump that full for your calves to drink. You wouldn't think it was fun anymore.
And out comes the water. Ooh, it's really cold.
Oh, it does.
So we've seen all the barns. Now we're going to go take a look at their house. And this house is original.
Into a bedroom. And store, go ahead and you can peek down that way and some go this way.
This
If
is the
you
pantry
see anything you
where
want to ask
Almanzo
a
tried to sneak
question
food,
about,
and the sisters
yeah,
are
we're going in there in just a few minutes. Oh, yes, you have another question?
I'm going to say this is a nice pantry.
Yeah, well, they were quite wealthy for them.
So,
This is the woodshed inside the house.
one day, I'm going to tell you the story in a few minutes.
The room is so
The
small.
blue blanket that you see there on the bed, Mrs. Wilder actually made that blanket, but not here. Yes, yes. But I really think the problem, Laura being Laura.
This is where the children would have been born.
Okay, you're welcome.
This is where Almanzo would have taken the blacking brush and thrown it and hit the wall right there. This is a family photo.
Rope turns, it doesn't quite fit, but you get the idea. So as they're turning, the other person hangs onto the rope so it doesn't go backwards. So you're hanging on to her husband, was of the Bignesses that lived here. And so
We finished our tour and then we're walking down to the river where Almanzo and his dad and everyone would go and wash their sheep. So we went through the field here, coming down this trail, and down here to Trout River.
I was thinking about, they never said like where he would eat those wintergreen berries. Like
Yeah.
those kind of, like I wonder where that was. Was it like behind
I think
the
it was
barn
quite a
house?
ways away where they did that. It's cold. Hey, it's the next morning and we've already had breakfast. We've had a fire. We had a fire. It's not much there anymore. Hey, we've had breakfast. We traveled to the town of Jay at this covered bridge. We're going to be looking for Labradorite. We hear it's really good here, so we're going to check it out. And if we find any Labradorite, we're going to show you.
Yeah.
Right after Sydney eats the starburst. I've already saw some people down here looking around in the rocks and stuff. All right, before we go in the river, let's check out this covered bridge here real quick. Wow, this is huge. You could drive a pretty big truck through this. Oh, it smells really good in here. Yeah, stand beside that window just so you can see how big. This is really big. Really cool covered bridge. Let's take a look out this window too. Sydney found the first piece. It's kind of like an orange-yellow color. That's pretty cool. So we're just looking along this gravel bar here. And let me find this. There it is. See that? Looks like a rainbow. That's pretty cool looking. So all that dark stuff is Labradorite. It just has to be cut and polished at the right angle to really show the colors of it. Sydney just found this one. Nice green flash in it. It's got some decent flashes of blue on it. We found some other ones in here, but they're not quite as flashy, so we're just leaving them behind. A lot of them will have little specks in them. And Sydney just found this one on the bar, the gravel bar here. It was dry, but all you do is put a little water on it to see the flash in it. Look at that. That's really cool. You see that little blue flash? That's kind of what we're looking for. There. Nice color. The girls decided to join us. What's that?
They're like small little pebbles. They're not like those big rocks.
I know, it's just perfect. Like, look at this beautiful blue sky. Hey, Esther.
Hi, did you find anything good yet?
Yeah, we found some good stuff. Let's see it, Alice. What's you got?
This and this.
Those are pretty.
Yeah.
There's one that flashes blue. Again, it's small, but man, look at that color. So cool. All right, there's another one right there. That's what Sydney just found. Check that out. What'd you catch? Ooh,
It's your pet. What are you gonna name him?
that looks like a Helgramite.
What is that?
It's just some bug that lives in in rivers and stuff. I bet fish like to eat them.
Good.
What's his name, Daddy? You have to name him.
Let's name him Bert.
That's what I was thinking.
Bert the bug.
Bert. Little Bert.
Bert the water bug.
Baby Bert.
What is it?
Baby Bert the water bug.
Daddy named him Bert.
Is that, what is it though?
It fits
It was spread out a
It
lot
fits
more.
the way he looks.
Probably
To-
the name.
I don't know if it is, but it looks like a Helgramite.
It just sounds gross.
It could be one of those things that like turns into a fly and like, you know, kind of like a caterpillar kind of a
Or
thing.
dragonfly.
I don't
Maybe
know,
not.
It was like spread out. Is that the same one? Yeah. Yeah, it was spread out and looked
So
like
it
a big old
could turn
spider.
into a fly?
It might. I don't know.
It's so ugly.
I don't know what it
You're
is.
ugly.
Let's name
You
it
tell it,
ugly.
Trelena. Maybe if you tell it that long enough, it'll stop being so ugly.
I know. Let's name it ugly.
No, we should
Ugly
just,
Bert.
we should just let it go.
Bert the cutie pie.
Yeah, we'll
No,
call
it's
it
not cute.
Bert the cutie pie.
I'm gonna keep looking for pretty rocks. See? And another one.
Meet George.
George. This is George. He lives in a
George.
Ziploc bag.
He is sad because he is stuck and he cannot get out.
How do I find my way out?
What shall I do? Oh no. Mama, Dada, where are you?
You can eat the dirt
Oh,
right down there.
it's
We're gonna release
We need to
him.
catch. Esther caught him. Tell him how you caught him.
I dug a ditch in the water and I waited until all the fish swam into the ditch because they're like, ooh, that looks cool. So they swam in and then I got the bag and I put it at the entrance to the ditch and I scooped back into the crowd of fish and I caught one.
They had no chance.
That's a very deceitful way.
You should let it go. I feel bad for the
So,
poor
and then I
fish.
caught George.
Yeah, we'll let him out. We'll let him.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we'll
gotta
let him
home.
go. Look at those rainbows. It's pretty cool. Just picked up this little one. It's got a nice rainbow color to it. Looks like it's already been polished. City just scored this nice piece of blue. So we're pretty much done. We're gonna head up to the van and have lunch. After we left Keene Valley, we went and got some grocery shopping done. We're just gonna lay around and
Sassy.
sit around and get fat and sassy. So it's supposed to rain tonight, and that'll be our first test of this tent to see how it does in the rain. But we're just gonna hang out and play games and neat junk. This is what happens when you're stuck in a tent too long.
Ow! Don't just toss them down there.
You peel off all the stickers from the from your cot.
And then I got
You
hurt.
stick them on your forehead.
Mommy supports it.
What do you have on your?
I got an A-.
Jeez, yeah.
Well, we've had our first night of the tent being rained on. Couldn't find any leaks on the inside, but it's all wet, as you can see. It rained off and on throughout the whole night. It's gonna rain more today and probably rain more tonight. Well, since it's raining today, we decided to go to the Wild Center in Tupper Lake and go check that out because we've never been there before. And after that, we'll go back to Lake Placid and look at the shops there. But we're gonna go check out the Wild Center.
They have a giant spider web there.
So this is the outdoor part of the Wild Center. They're like trees and vines and stuff.
There's a little chipmunk.
It's a wild
Oh,
It's like a city of wood.
they just roll.
It's funny how that chipmunk kind of lives.
The Wild Walk. Berry crop fails, go back one space. So we're gonna go here, then down there. Then we'll end up down over here. Oh, it's a bird nest. How does it feel to be a bird?
Yay, mommy bird is here. Now we won't starve. Finish my water.
To take my food into your mouths.
I'm good. No. Spider.
Ooh, the spider web. Ooh. If you step in between these black straps, they really sink down.
Yeah, it actually feels like in the center. It feels really strong.
That's cool.
How do you...
So
Now
scary.
why should we hold on if it's just another wet baby?
Swiss Army bird.
We're gonna go take a look at the overlook.
Let's go swimming.
It's completely smooth.
Yeah, it's very like.
It's like glass.
Yeah. I like walked right by that and didn't even notice.
I didn't
It's
either.
Massive.
That's a huge boulder.
That was really, really big. Yeah, that's real, all right. Real.
The authentic test. Yep, that's a rock.
That's definitely a rock.
By golly, that's a rock.
We do have a third otter that lives at the Wild Center, Scarlet, who's currently relaxing out of public view. We like to give our otters days off. What's another sense? Taste, absolutely. Which is very, very special and important. And as we are on apple orchard here in New York State.
This is a pretty cool aquarium.
That feels, yeah, it feels really cool. It hurts. It's so cool.
That's
It's
nice.
like so smooth.
Would have been cool to see glass right down here so you can see into the pond. Well, that was the whole Wild Center. We're headed back to Lake Placid now. It's just starting to rain on us a little bit. So we're just gonna go along all these shops here and try and stay out of the rain. This is pretty cool. This is Labradorite. That's Labradorite too. Beautiful photography in here.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Wouldn't be complete if we didn't visit a Christmas store. Yeah. There's always a Christmas store in places like this. Yeah. Let's go check out the camping department. Oh, it smells so good in here. So many stores with so many things in them. You ready to go?
Shopped out.
Yeah. Our feet are tired. We're ready to go. Okay, we're all done shopping. We're back at our campsite for another rainy night in our tent. It'll be our second rainy night. So Esther got a necklace. I probably can't see it, it's too dark. Esther got a necklace, Sydney got a music box and some Labradorite.
And
Alice got another bird to add to her collection.
Little downy woodpecker.
Okay, we're going to bed now. It's been raining off and on, but we're all ready for bed. But are you guys ready to go home?
Yes.
You ready to go home, Sydney?
I don't know. I don't know.
We'll see you in the morning. We survived another rainy night. Time to pack up and go home. Good morning.
Good morning.
Apparently the stakes come out last because I pulled the stakes out and it started falling down on us. We've got the tent all put away. Now it's time to do the hard part and pack the van with all of our stuff. Did you guys have a good time camping?
Yes.
What was your favorite part?
Seeing the Almanzo Wilder house.
That was fun.
I enjoyed hiking Algonquin a lot.
Algonquin was my favorite too.
Being out in nature is my favorite.
Bye campsite.
Outside.
Time to go home.
Yay, to sleep in my own bed.
Chick-fil-A, here we come.